Good morning. I haven't done an update in quite a while, so I figured I would do one today. It's a good day because I have finished the first 13 episodes, the script for the first 13 episodes of my web series, Make Karen Great Again. I wrote them longhand, which means no one else can read it yet, but that's done. Now I just need to type them up, and then I can share them. But I decided not to write the last two right away. Let's start filming and see what gets added by the actors and what develops. Whoa, look at my hair. My hair is so long. This is still COVID hair. I have not had it cut, but I'm kind of growing to like it. It's still wet at the moment because it's early in the morning, and well, it's not early, but it's not too long after I washed it, so it's a bit wet and heavy at the moment. Anyway, so yes, we're moving on with that. It still took a lot longer than I thought it would because my health has been mediocre and spent a lot. I've had too many days when I wake up, I'm exhausted, and I decide to lie down for 5 minutes, and I'm out until lunch, and then have lunch, and I'm tired, and I decide to lie down for 5 minutes, and I wake up, and it's dinner time, and I finish eating dinner, and I go back to bed. That's not a great way to live. At least I'm alive, but it's not a great way to live. Uh, on the days when I actually was functioning and getting some writing done, I'm almost finished the film club game that I do on Facebook. So I have started watching other movies now, and I decided to watch a whole bunch of silent films that I've never seen before, or ones that I've seen and I liked, but mostly ones I've never seen. And that included The Birth of a Nation, because you hear about that movie and how bad it is, but I wanted to watch it for myself. It's over 3 hours long. There was a time back in the 90s when I was living in Vancouver when Kurt and I started watching it. We didn't get too far into it, we just got bored. Um, and that's because we only watched the early part about the Civil War. Now, what I'm going to explain to you is the history of the United States as given in Birth of the Nation and the Civil War. So before the Civil War, in the South, the white people were happy and the black slaves were also happy. They did a lot of dancing. The only people who were really unhappy in the South were the mulattoes because they felt they were entitled to be treated like white people, but of course they weren't, and they were all evil. So then the Civil War breaks out, and it's really tragic, and a whole bunch of people die, and black soldiers go rampaging through the streets of the South, attacking. They're primarily going after white women. Then the South is tragically defeated. Lincoln is actually handled not the way I expected in this film. They make him a kind of sad, wise elder statesman. His assassination is a bad thing, which is weird in a movie that is promoting the Southern side, but okay. There's a really visually telling scene when Lee surrenders to Grant. And the two men are sitting, they each sign their declarations of peace, and then they stand up and shake hands. Grant, his clothes are dirty, a bit torn, he's unkempt, he's got a big cigar hanging slackly from his mouth. When he stands up to shake Lee's hand, he keeps one hand in his pocket, which is rude. Uh, on the other hand, Lee is immaculately kempt. Is kempt a word? And in this white suit, he's taller than Grant, and he resembles this wise elder statesman. And I mean, the slant is just ridiculous there. And that's when the film goes crazy. When you get into the period after the Civil War, which is the last, I don't know, hour and a half of the movie. So after the Civil War, there's these well-meaning abolitionists who are stupid, and then there are the free black people from the North who come down. This is, I think, North Carolina. It's North Carolina or South Carolina. One of the Carolinas is where this takes place. And the black people primarily just want to stay slaves. They really do. But they're being lured away from it by these horrible abolitionists and free black people. And this forced to vote. There's an election where the white people are being prevented from voting and the black people are being encouraged to vote multiple times. The the former slaves who don't want to do this wind up getting attacked and lynched by black people, not white people. They're lynched by other black people. Okay, so the election happens, and all these black people are elected to the assembly, where they eat fried chicken and they put up bare feet on the desks and they behave atrociously and they pass a law that is foremost in their minds, which is the right to marry white women. Yes, that's what it was all about. And so they go chasing after white women, and this one white woman, rather than have anything to do with a black man, throws herself heroically from a cliff and dies. The hero, at one point, he shows his heroic mettle when a black man tries to shake his hand and he crosses his arms. No, I am not going to shake your hand because I am white. No, 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 no. And black people like are walking on the sidewalks because sidewalks are only for white people. How dare they do this? Uh, oh, um, Eventually, the white people decide, oh, we need to like scare the black people away so that they're not always raping our white women, and so they put on sheets, white hoods, and robes to pretend that they're ghosts to scare away the superstitious black people. But yo, wouldn't you know it, it doesn't work. And the black people start acting violent towards these nice white people. So the violence begins with blacks attacking the Ku Klux Klan, and only then are they forced to. And the title card was even like, "Real Trials, True Justice." Uh, the Ku Klux Klan finally start attacking the black people, and there's this huge pitched battle and everything, and of course the Ku Klux Klan triumphantly win, and they're cheered in the streets not only by the whites but by the former black slaves who really like the Ku Klux Klan because they're on their side. And the end, the hero and heroine get married, and they have a vision. And in this vision, all the black people go to hell, and Jesus welcomes the Ku Klux Klan into heaven. I was just like, oh, if this movie was not so unbelievably over the top, I don't think I could have handled all 3+ hours of it. I was expecting it to be racist the way Gone with the Wind is racist, right? Where it kind of permeates the story, but for the most part, it's not like shoved in your face. Well, Birth of a Nation is like hammering you over the head. And what's really disgusting, this was shown by church groups, this was shown in schools. This film was heavily promoted even by the United States government at the time. It was at the time that like this movie was the big thing, that the statues to the Confederate generals were getting put up in the United States. Wow. I wouldn't necessarily recommend watching it, um, but I'm glad I did because I didn't really know how terrible that film was, um, until I saw it. So Make Your Home Great Again is not going to be quite as didactic. I hope it'll be really entertaining. I'm going to be typing that up, and then I wanted to have this all done by the beginning of this month, and my aim is to start shooting at the start of next month. So I've really got to get my ass down to typing it up and getting it out, and then we can begin filming. Um, Hopefully, I won't have too many. At least, I mean, I was feeling really bad because too many days wasted of just lying here going, "Oh, my heart is not giving me any energy today." But at least on the plus side, when we actually have shoot days, there's more of them that I'm not in than that I'm in, and all I'm required to do is sit and kind of watch and direct and say, okay, good, let's start, let's stop. So that won't take as much energy as actually doing anything. I'm tired of my heart problems, you know? I'm really tired of it. I'm tired of the pills. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of the constant tests, the medical stuff. I've been dealing with filling out the forms for disability and getting all the medical stuff done, and that just never seems to end. There's so much information that they want, and I'm exhausted all the time. It's depressing. It's depressing, and when you don't have much energy and you can't do the things you want to do, it gets even more depressing. So I cheer myself up by watching extremely racist movies because I was giving the characters dialogue, speaking their dialogue. That's a fun thing to do if you watch a silent movie. Any silent movie is provide their dialogue. It's usually really insipid, especially when I do it. I do better dialogue when I'm writing my own stuff. Let me tell you that. So yeah, and I'm actually going out to lunch with a friend of mine on Tuesday. You have no idea how exciting that is. I didn't get to do like anything special for my birthday. I have not gone out for a meal with a friend probably since last year. But I'm doing that. I'm doing that next week on Tuesday with Spencer. It's going to be so exciting. I'll probably wake up with no energy and sleep through lunch. But whatever. Yeah, so that's my life. This is my hair. It does get a little bit shorter as it dries. Um, but I want to leave it because, again, in the web series, my character, I'm trapped out of town in a hotel, so I'll just leave it that this is the COVID hair that my character has, and just let it go longer. I've never had it this long in front. I've had it longer in back. Never had it this long in front. Um, and once it's dry, I don't have to keep pushing it out of my eyes. But but I like it. What the hell? Eh, I don't have much excitement or entertainment in my life anymore, so if my hair entertains me, that can't be a bad thing. This is like 12 minutes and just babble. But I haven't done a tape for a while, so there we go. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Wear masks. Uh, uh, be sane. Don't march in favor of more assault rifles or anti mask stupidity. Be decent people. There's just not enough decent people left in this world. At least it doesn't seem to be when I watch the news. And have a good one. Bye bye.